Today, I want to talk about something that comes up a lot in my conversations with students and learners. It's an idea that honestly worries me a bit because of what it reveals about how we think about ourselves and our progress. The question is this: why are some people better at languages than others? Now, before we go any further, let's look at the premise of this question. A premise, by the way, means the assumption or idea that you're starting with, the foundation of your thinking. If you want to learn more about the words and expressions I use in this episode, as well as see example sentences, you can download the transcript for free. So check that out if it's helpful to you. Link in the description. And if you're new here, hello, hello. My name is Jean. I've been teaching English since 2019, and you're listening to English Extras, a podcast designed to help English make more sense. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit the button so you never miss an episode. It's also a free way to support my work. So, why are some people better at learning languages than others? Well, what's the premise here? We're assuming, meaning we don't know for sure, that some people are just better at languages. But why do we believe that? What evidence are we looking at? I think for most of us, it comes down to two main observations. First, some people seem to learn a language easily without much effort, or at least the effort they put in compared to the results they get looks very different from what we experience ourselves. We work hard and progress slowly, but they seem to just pick things up naturally. Second, some people seem to learn really quickly. Their progress is much faster than ours. We've been studying for a year and we're still struggling, but they've been studying for 3 months and they're already having conversations. These observations are real, and I'm not going to tell you they're wrong. It's true that some people are faster at learning a language. For example, some people can quickly identify, differentiate, and remember the sounds of a foreign language. Some people can quickly recognize and understand grammar. But I want to challenge how we interpret this information and what we do with it. Because here's my concern: this kind of comparison doesn't actually help us. In fact, it hurts us. Let me say something that I think is really important. The only time you should compare yourself to someone else is to learn from them. There's a quote I love that goes, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And it's so true. If you're comparing yourself to others just to feel bad about yourself, you need to stop. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm saying it because I care about your progress. Comparing yourself and feeling bad is not helping you. It's not making you better at English. It's not improving your pronunciation or expanding your vocabulary. All it's doing is stealing time and energy that you could be using to actually do the work. So, if you see someone who's doing something you want to be able to do, like speak fluently in English, ask yourself some different questions. What actions or behaviors are they doing that I could try? What are they practicing that I'm not? And flip it around too. What am I doing that they are not doing? Maybe I'm spending an hour on social media every day and they're not. Maybe they're listening to podcasts during their commute and I'm listening to music in my native language. If someone is doing something better than you, be curious instead of defeated. They might not be better because their brain is somehow superior to yours. They might be better because they're spending more time practicing than you are. They might be better because they're practicing more consistently than you are. Language learning is a numbers game. Consistency and repetition are absolutely key. You're going to improve whatever you focus on. So I really recommend spending some time focusing on your habits rather than focusing on other people's progress. I actually have a video about building good language learning habits, and I'll link that in the description if you want to check it out. Now, here's where I'm going to be really honest with you. Yes, some people are better or faster at learning languages than others. That's just a fact. Some people will pick up grammar patterns faster, remember vocabulary faster, hear and reproduce different sounds faster. Their brains process certain aspects of language learning more efficiently. But, and this is a big but, aptitude determines speed, not capability. Aptitude determines speed, not capability. What do I mean by that? Aptitude is your natural ability or talent for something, how quickly you pick things up. Capability is what you're able to do, what you're able to achieve. So, yes, aptitude affects how fast you learn, but it doesn't determine whether you can learn. Everyone is capable of learning a language. Some people just move through the early stages a bit faster. And here's a question I want you to sit with. Is fast really that important? Is being fast more important than all the other things in your life? Because if you want to learn faster, you have to make learning English one of your top priorities. Maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. If you can, great. Wake up earlier, cut down your time on social media, use those hours for English instead. If you can't, that's completely fine too. You're doing the best you can do right now with the life circumstances you have. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have to understand what you're prioritizing, why you're prioritizing it, and the natural results of those choices. If you're prioritizing your job, your family, your health, your other responsibilities over English, then yes, English will progress more slowly. And if that's the best you can do right now, fabulous. That's all you can expect from yourself. That's all I expect from you. Do your best with what you have. Learning English is not a race. There is no finish line. It does not matter who is ahead of you or behind you. You are in your lane, and you need to keep your eyes focused on your next step, not on someone else's steps. Mind your business, not theirs. Mind your business, by the way, means focus on yourself, on what you're responsible for, on what you can control. Don't get distracted by what everyone else is doing. So, yes, some people learn languages better than others because the components involved in language learning are better arranged neurologically for them. The way they process sound, the way they organize information in their heads, the way they form memories, all of that can vary from person to person. But ultimately, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does. Here's something crucial. Genetics, meaning what you're born with, do not write your destiny. Your natural aptitude is just one small piece of the puzzle. Motivation, identity, and habits are far more important than aptitude. Speaking of habits, I actually have a free guide about building good language learning habits, and I'll put that link in the description too, because this stuff matters so much more than natural talent. The point I want you to understand is this: you are not locked in to your default settings. The brain is incredibly adaptive. Your actions can actually change how your brain works. This is called neuroplasticity, and it's one of the most hopeful discoveries in neuroscience. If you want the language badly enough, because it's tied to belonging, survival, love, curiosity, whatever drives you, your brain will change accordingly. You will get better. You will make progress. It might be slower than what you want, but it will happen if you keep showing up. My dog is snoring. So, what do I want you to take away from this? I want you to focus on learning from others, not using other people's success as an excuse to feel bad about yourself. We are here to learn and grow, not to keep ourselves locked in place because of our own fear and insecurities. Those feelings are normal, but don't let them drive the bus. And I want you to look at your habits and ask yourself honestly, are my habits leading me toward fluency or away from fluency? Am I bringing English into my daily life? Am I practicing speaking even when it's uncomfortable? Am I reviewing what I've learned? Am I being consistent? If the answer is no, that's okay. But you need to adjust your habits if you want to improve. Use my free guide if that helps. Find what works for you, but be honest with yourself about what you're doing and what results those actions are creating. You can do this. You really can. It might take longer than you want, and that's okay. Progress is progress, no matter the speed. Keep going. Stay in your lane. Focus on your next step. Until next time, my friends. Bye.